Hey Lewis, how's it going?
Good. How you doing, Will?
I'm great. Thanks for joining me and congrats on skincare.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Jordan is quite the character. And I was curious, going into it, first reading the script, did you think you had a good grasp on where the character was going in his sort of journey in this movie?
Like as I read the script,
Yeah, I mean, there are some lovely little twists and turns, no spoilers, of course. So I was curious.
yes. Yeah. I mean, I think no, I didn't really see where Jordan was heading. Which is, a great sign that the script didn't give you too many breadcrumbs, didn't make it too easy to track where things were heading and exactly what. How many layers this guy had? He's sort of like a Russian doll of all sorts of different reveals. So that was really exciting, but also kind of difficult to strategize how to play that. But that was the fun of it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, yeah, that sort of brings me to my next question. You played some likable characters, Top Gun Maverick, lessons in chemistry, and you're just keeping so busy. And then here we are with skincare, and this, sort of explosive character who's just like you said, Russian doll. I mean, was there a particular part of Jordan that really made you say, like, oh yeah, I want to do this project, whether it's be a nice change of pace or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was definitely felt like a change of pace, but also I think yeah, there was so many different directions it could go in, I feel like. And I just was really drawn to this idea of this a person who is sort of a drifter, There's a
Yeah,
lot you can't tell whether it's true or not. And there's a lot, and there are parts where he's very successful at that. That his
yeah,
game that he's running. And then there's parts where he's not so successful. But I think it was interesting to try and identify, like, there was some stuff in the movie. I think when there was cut just for time, but it was like you get to learn a little bit more about Jordan, and you get to learn about where he came from, and it was a great moment because you also like you're like it was. I can see why it was cut because you don't really know actually if it's true or not,
yeah,
and so it was kind of fun to be able to go into these layers of like, well, maybe Jordan is and so good at what he does because he almost believes it. And so then there's all these meta layers of like, well, it doesn't matter if it's true or not because he believes it to be true and he's
right.
convinced himself that it is true in order to be able to convince other people. So it's all those like layers of that minutia that was like really fun to dig into.
Yeah, yeah, it looked like a lot of fun to play. So hats off. It was a wonderful performance. And
Thank you.
and like I said, yeah, you're keeping so busy between this, Outer Range, and I just have to say I've read Salem's Lot. I'm such a fan of the book, and I was curious if there's anything you could share about that. If you've seen Stephen King's reaction on Twitter about it, I mean, everyone's really excited.
I did. I'm excited about it. I saw it and it's a blast. It's a killer movie. I think people are gonna be really, really does justice to the book, while also, Gary Dauberman gets to do some good Gary Dauberman things.
Right. Yeah, well, I can't wait. And also another project you're doing, Riff Raff, which looks terrific and quite the cast besides yourself.
Oh, good Lord, the most insane totem pole of just gods and goddesses. I was just I got to just soak that up like a sponge. That was incredible.
Yeah. Are the rumors true? I mean, Bill Murray, Jennifer Coolidge, these actors, I mean, are they as larger in life and quirky as they seem?
Yes, they are. It all makes sense why they are who they are and where they are in their careers because they're just, yeah, they're anomalies. And Ed Harris, God, that was, I can't believe that happened, honestly. That was a hell of an experience.
Of course. And I also wanted to ask, skincare, those self-help videos that you're filming, were those all 100% scripted? It sounded, when I was talking to Austin, it sounded like you were sending him some. Did you go off book for any of those, or were those, when you're talking into the camera?
Yeah, yeah, those were I'm pretty sure those were all they some of them weren't off book, but they were a kind of a mix match of things that I've been sending them. I was at the time in New Mexico working on Out of Range, and so I was like, yeah, going on hikes and sending him all these different like and trying to find his voice and trying to find if his voice changed when he became this kind of like influencer person. And and yeah, because I was for some reason I was like, I want him to sound kind of like Justin Timberlake. And but then on the day, I think when I came in, I was going way too hard with the Justin Timberlake, and Austin was like, okay, crank it down a little bit. So you still hear little slivers of JT in there. I just thought he has such a good kind of smooth, kind of like seductive way that I thought maybe Jordan would think that's really cool, and I'm gonna try and copy that or something. But I might maybe I was doing it too much or something.
No, I can see that though. That's great. And yeah, like I said, your performance was wonderful. So hats off to you. Of
Oh, well, thank you, Will. Appreciate it.
course. Yeah, that's all the time I have, but it was nice to meet you and thanks again.
Great to meet you. Have a good one.